All right, folks, Ryan Howie here with Small Business News. Got a good one for you today. We're going to get into some of the myths about 401ks and why so many businesses don't offer them. The number is pretty startling when you see it here. So with that, let's get into it. Links to every article we talk about, as always, going to be linked in the description. So please go ahead and check them out. Myths about the 401k. Only 24% of businesses offered a 401k retirement plan for their employees, according to a recent study by ShareBuilder. And a survey put together by a retirement plan provider looked at 500 small businesses with up to 50 employees and found that many companies said they couldn't afford a company match or simply perceived 401k plans to be too expensive. 401k is a retirement plan that allows employees to make contributions to retirements while also deferring taxes. Again, 401ks are fantastic. Experts in the retirement space offer other reasons companies may not be on board. And it's a concern because if businesses want to attract good talent, they really need to have a good retirement plan. Again, retirement plans are among the most requested benefits by workers. Right behind that is going to be your medical. So let's get into a couple of myths here. Myth, the costs are too high. It's true, the cost for setting up a 401k program at a company can range anywhere between $500 and $2,000. And the annual costs for an outside administrator also need to be considered, most charged based on the asset value of the plan. But thanks to the Secure Act in 2022, small businesses can receive up to $15,000 in tax credits over a 3-year period to cover the setup costs and the administrator piece. Again, which is great. It's again, where more Congress wants to make sure that they have those retirement plans are able to be offered by businesses. Next is going to be employers and employees have to contribute. It's not true. That one I can say. I've talked with my clients about that. Matter of fact, we consistently try to find ways to work with the employees to convince them to just start, even if it's 1%, to take advantage of the 401k plan. It's one where most folks, when they're educated on it, they don't realize just how simple it is to get started once they do offer it. But again, not true. Just setting up a 401k plan does not require an employee to contribute or the employer to match their contributions. And however, according to the Secure 2.0 Act, it does offer additional tax credits for eligible small businesses that can be used to offset matching contributions they make to their employees' accounts. It's a great way for those small business owners with new plans to make matching contributions and only incur a portion of the cost. Again, this is where the government wants to incentivize small businesses to not only have the 401k, but then to offer the employer match. And again, employees required to be contribute, not yet, but at the beginning of 2025, employers will be required to automatically enroll their new employees in the retirement plan with a minimum contribution of 3% of their wages. The idea here is you have to opt out of the retirement. And that'll be responsibility for your onboarding for your HR to ensure that folks understand that they're going to be automatically enrolled and have an automatic 3% deduction go into the retirement plan. And the behavioral studies is that if you give people a choice to enter, they're going to decide not to. But if it's already something they have to take action to not be part of, most people say that isn't worth it. They will just have the withdrawals take place then. All right, myth, there's too much paperwork. Most retirement plans require the filing of annual tax returns, and the plans with more than 100 participants generally require an audit. But these tasks are normally handled by the outside administrator that you have for your 401k plan, and they're included in the cost. And again, with that, your good administrators, they say, well, they're going to run, like I mentioned, your compliance testing, file tax returns, keep an eye out to make sure the plan is following the rules. You will be getting a consistent reminder from your administrator to make sure you're following in line with whatever the tax requirements are. And then speaking of plan sponsors and employer, I'm concerned about my liability. While employers do have a fiduciary duty as a plan sponsor, there are certain types of plans that can limit this liability. The specialists recommend asking plan consultants about a 321, 338 fiduciaries, which can shift more responsibility away from the plan sponsor to its investment advisors. And then there's also multi-employer pooled employer plans where more than one business is involved in there. Now, many employees won't participate. What I've dealt with personally when I was in industry and with my clients is that education, not just from the senior leaders, but from the first line supervisors and those team leads, section leaders, is so very important to get people to not only think about getting into a 401k, but also taking those next steps. It's something that requires the entire leadership team from first line supervisors all the way up to help educate individuals and say just how easy it is to get started. There are incentives for both employees and employers to make contributions to the plan. Obviously, the employee gets a safer retirement, defer their taxes. And the incentive for employers is that the more their employees can contribute, the more the business owner and the immediate family members in the business applicable can contribute while still being in compliance with discrimination rules. These rules test annually whether higher paid employees are contributing an unequal amount compared to other workers. Plus, it's a great benefit that will help attract and retain good workers. If you're a small business owner, you should really consider saving up for, if you need to cover the cost to get started with your 401k plan, finding a way to offer it. It's extremely important, not just for your current employees to be able to give them an opportunity, but it is a great recruitment tool. So with that, take care, and I will see you next time.